Welcome to SSPTV Community News. I'm Lisa Sugart. You've probably heard about the big event Wreaths Across America, but did you know that one of those events happens right in our viewing area? It is happening at Skyview Memorial Park in Hometown. And here to tell us all about it and how you can make it happen, two gentlemen who are actively involved with Wreaths Across America. To my left is Eric Zitzelman. He is the location coordinator for Wreaths Across America in the Schuylkill area for Skyview. And also Bob Miller. Bob is the president of the Skyview Memorial Park. So gentlemen, thank you both so much for being here today. Eric, I know this is going to be the fourth year that Wreaths Across America happens in Hometown. And I know you were one of the people instrumental in bringing it to the area. So tell us how this all came about.
Back in 2018, I believe it was, I took my son to Fort Indian Town Gap National Cemetery and ran into the other couple, Paul and Liz Karinchak there. And we were so moved by the event that after it was over, Paul and I got together. It was actually Paul that called me and said, hey, why don't we do this in a local cemetery? And why don't we do it at Skyview Memorial Park? So it took a little while to get some traction. We had some other things going on at the moment, but in early 2019, we decided to commit to doing this. And it was launched in 2020, which of course was right in the middle of the COVID pandemic. But nevertheless, we managed to get every grave got a wreath. Every veteran's grave got a wreath, of course. It was sponsored, and it's just gone off really well since then.
That's amazing. And how many veterans are there in Hometown?
Well, of course, that changes every day, pretty much, but we're coming up on 3,800 veterans that are buried there.
Wow, that's a large number to bring in wreaths. So now, Bob, this happens all across the country on the same day. The wreaths will be placed at all the cemeteries participating at the veterans where someone has sponsored a wreath on Saturday, December 16th. There's a program at noon. Bob, why was it so important to have Wreaths Across America in Hometown?
The Skyview Memorial Park, when it was founded back in 1945, 1946, one of the first things that was done, there are trees that are planted around the main circle, and those trees represent a gravesite of a person that was killed in action in World War II that is buried overseas. So there's always been an attitude, if you will, to care for the veterans. My family has been involved that far back. My dad and my uncles all served in World War II. So, and then myself, I'm a graduate of military college and served on the Army Science Board. So it's just something that I am very obligated that has to happen. But I think the biggest thing is teaching to the young people what freedom is all about and what the cost of freedom is. And yes, it is paying respect to a veteran by, laying a wreath on the gravesite, but it's more the understanding of what that individual committed to the country and to try to get that commitment seated in a young person's mind that, what we have here in the United States is not something that comes for free.
So now, Eric, the only way you can have enough wreaths to place on the cemetery is we need our kind viewers out there to help you to sponsor them. So how much is the wreath and how do they help you to pay for it so that every veteran gets a wreath?
Each wreath sponsored is $17. And there's really two parts to this equation. Yes, we need the sponsors, and you can sponsor a grave-specific request. So that if you have somebody that's buried there that is a veteran and you want to receive a wreath, you can sponsor it for that particular person. But the other part of the equation here is actually the volunteers. The first year that we had this, I alluded to it before, it was during the COVID pandemic, and just because we weren't sure what we were dealing with, we had to make a decision early in the year, and we decided to keep it the volunteers that are there to a very small number. I think we might have had 10 or 15 volunteers there. Just to put this in perspective, We worked there for 2 days to make sure that all 3,800 veterans, then it might have been closer to 3,700 veterans, but we worked for 2 days to put sponsor wreaths on every grave. Now there's so many volunteers that come every year in just 4 years that it takes a little bit less than an hour. So we've been getting maybe about 200 volunteers every year that we do this. So we can't do it without the sponsors, and we can't do it without the volunteers. So if you can't sponsor, you're very welcome to come and volunteer to lay wreaths that day. It's a great day to get out. We're there regardless of the weather, the temperature, but the spirit of patriotism is there, and it's palpable.
Oh, unbelievable. So now if you're looking for more information on this, you may go to wreathsacrossamerica.org/PA0524. There is also a Facebook page, We, the number 4, and then WAA for Wreaths Across America. You can look them up on Facebook. You can get in contact with Eric. And, maybe they don't have a veteran there, but someone says, I just want to support this project, so they want to make a flat donation. I'm sure you won't turn that down.
Oh, absolutely not.
Bob, what's been the reaction when people see this? Because this makes a dramatic statement when you see all those wreaths laid in that cemetery.
Sends a chill up your spine, to be quite honest with you. Especially if we have snow cover, and it's just an endless sea of wreaths, and very, very inspiring to see.
Again, this is Wreaths Across America, happening all across America, but also happening at Skyview Memorial Park in Hometown on Saturday, December 16th. Noon is the ceremony.
And the ceremony is only about 10-15 minutes long. And then from there, the volunteers disperse across the cemetery. And just one point of clarification, it's not just across the country. Yes, Wreaths Across America exist in all 50 of the states, but it's actually international. The American Battle Monument Commission cemeteries, for instance, Normandy, in France, they take part, and also in Belgium and a couple other locations. So it's beyond just the country of the United States.
If you would like to help make it possible for Wreaths Across America to be successful again at Skyview Park in Hometown, and you can contact them if you'd like to donate either money or your time. And we thank you for helping out this wonderful cause. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.